Good evening. We are here, and once again, it is our great pleasure to be in your reality. Welcome to each and every one of you tonight. The end, big season, people. You are out of the eclipses officially, yes. You are in a phase of renewal. We want to try something different tonight. We will make a small introduction, yes, but we want to talk about the systemic breakdown that's taking place. Because many of you still don't understand the massive effect that all of this is having on your psyche, yes. And so we will begin by telling you that you are safe, yes. You are blessed, if you will, by being in a group which fosters the expression and expansion of consciousness. And you are here to figure out what's going on. You are in one of the most unstable times for humanity as a whole, yet very exhilarating times. Some of you might call this as having mixed emotions, yes. But in reality, there is a hidden design of reality, and that is what we want to talk about tonight, and open your minds, because many of you are still very afraid of change, and there is a new world emerging. In this new world, old forms of control are not permitted, are not allowed. And it is not that you are there because you want to be there. You must be a vibrational match to this world. You must be impeccable in your intention. You must be pure-hearted. You must be responsible for all that you have created. So, don't be afraid. Remember, you signed up to be here. You knew how massive this time was. Session ago, we talked about changeover years, yes. The slowdown. You are in the slowdown years. Slowdown years, 2013, 2028, yes. It's a 15-year phase in which you will be having a hard time wanting to achieve things you easily achieved in the 1980s, 1990s, yes. Because the energy was accelerated back then. Now it's not the case. All structures are falling apart. There is a chipping away from the reality that's no longer benefiting you. But you must understand, these things take time. And what you must do is use the power of your mind. You must focus, yes, and check your beliefs. Because beliefs, as we said before, are agreements you have with reality. And you might say, ooh, why they're talking about this again and again? Because this is the key, people. This is how we manage our reality. This is how many others manage their realities. And who will tell you this? If you think there are other beings, higher beings, who have managed existence, they are lying. There is not a being in existence who is not still figuring it out, you see. We are all figuring it out. So don't be so hard on yourself. Take the stress away, relax, and be here with our presence now. Yes. In slowdown years, it's a time that's ripe for rebellion. Why? simply because people are finding out that they have been lied and they have been manipulated to the extreme. We call it manipulation extraordinaire, yes. And so many people are not conscious or aware enough to act from their higher source of intelligence, if you will. But remember, this rebellion is part of nature. It's part of your life on earth. If you go back to your Bible, you will find out about the fallen angels, yes. We'll tell you a bit of a story back there. There were these beings called the Igiki. The Igiki, yes. They were beings who did some labor for the Anunnaki, and they were seen as less than the Anunnaki. And so we're telling you this because at one point, 400,000 years ago, approximately, as it is reported, they got tired of this and they rebelled. So mutiny is part of who you are. It's in your DNA. And what's going on these days is you will see lots of rebellion. It's going to be separated, yes, into two parts, as we can see. It has been already separated. First part of the people will rebel against the external. Some of you will have internal rebellions, the inner breakdown versus the outer breakdown. And as students of consciousness, we recommend the inner breakdown as always. You are emotional beings. You must be in touch with who you truly are. The only way to do that is by accessing your own emotions. You must accept where you are. You must accept what you have created. You must decide that you are not stuck, that you are powerful beings, and that beliefs can be tricky, yes. Some of you might think you are lucky. Some of you might think you're unlucky. We recommend reviewing what you believe is possible, because things you cannot even imagine will and are already occurring. It's a manner of opening your eyes. Not your physical eyes, people, but your inner vision. The Ajna chakra, as a Hindu yogic people call it, or the third eye chakra. And you must know, we'll tell you a bit of a story here to make you feel calm and relaxed, because you've been through a lot these last few months since the COVID co-creation or experiment began, yes. Good news is you have already split the probabilities of what will occur. And if you are in touch with yourself and you have faced your inner stuff or your drama or your ancient stories or narratives or karmas or whatever, then you won't be part of the tyranny that is also unfolding. But not to worry, dear friends, if you are here, you are probably doing the work. But remember, not because you listen to what we say means that you are doing the work. You actually have to do the work. We are here to inspire you, to empower you, to somehow thank you for being so courageous in these times. Here, now the story. The story is that many of your scientists, they think that you are very similar to animals. You are more similar to animals than you think. You think that a dog is like any other dog. You don't do that now because of you having pets. But a long time ago, you thought all animals were the same. But animals have personality. It's as if an extraterrestrial from outside of Earth would think that all humans are the same. You know darn well you are very different. But you are the same species, if you know what we mean. And by understanding that, let's use an example of the dandelion, yes, the flower. You can put two of them and think they are the same, but they are different. You must understand that every life form is evolving, yes? Whether it be a plant, an animal, human, whatever. We are the beings. We are evolving all together. You have been tricked because your vision is not as acute as it was before you were tweaked, before your DNA was messed around with. You can't see the dead. You can't see us. Some of you can. You are lucky, but sometimes it's test in consciousness, big test to remain stable in this reality while fully empowering yourself with your psychic gifts. No easy task. Spiritual workers know this. Must honor these people. They are bridges that connect you to the other dimensions, yes. But our point is that you must understand that if you are not so different from plants and animals, then you are not so different from these beings that colonized you. Therefore, you have much power. These beings are experts on frequency control. Beliefs are frequencies. Everything is energy. These times are about how you manage your energy to face the challenges that are reflected to you on the external. But remember that there are agreements and there are players. There are many things unfolding here for you to grow. We want to make final note here because we want to discuss with you in a earnest way how you've been feeling and to talk about the systemic breakdown that's truly occurring here. Many people are in denial, but we'll talk about that later. Please don't feel the need to make questions. You can just talk to us as if we're an old friend, because it's somehow what we are. In the 1960s, yes, Uranus and Pluto were conjunct. And in astrology, that means that they were married somehow. They were fighting here and there, but they were married. In the 60s was all about the liberation and people exposing themselves and freeing themselves from whatever. But it was all planned, people. And now it's like you're back in the 60s. It's different. This whole thing began in 2011 before the galactic center aligned with your sun and your earth. But what truly happened is that now they are competing against each other, and they are both planets of what you call karma, or rebellion, transformation, yes. So Uranus is saying, "Ooh, you Pluto think you're gonna change things," and then Pluto thinks, "Ooh, Uranus, you think you're gonna destroy things." So the energy for volatility is very, very available. And people who are crazy, people who are fragmented, they get entities onto them and they do crazy things. It's a dangerous world from one perspective. We can't see the perspectives. In another perspective, if you are in good vibration, you have nothing to worry about. It all depends on your beliefs. If you believe that you are poor, or that money is hard to earn, or whatever, then reality will conform to that, because that's what your belief says about the issue. Remember, that's not your conscious mind who manages your beliefs. It's your subconscious mind. You have been given this COVID co-creation to review your beliefs. Once this is over, you'll go back out into a new world, a very different world. You have been living in a window of time. You could travel, you could buy all you wanted, and now you will face some food shortages, or travel shortages, or money shortages, whichever. It depends on each one of you. It depends on how smart you are. Depends on how you've been preparing yourself for the times. And it depends if you have been a student of consciousness for a long time or not. Many people are recently waking up. You can have a big awakening just in a night. You don't have to read the books or take the courses and the workshops. It's not that. Which many people want to learn everything in an afternoon. That's impossible. That will overwhelm your nervous system. Take it easy. Go with your heart. And start by calling in your power. That's what we recommend. Now, the other thing we wanted to say before we begin with the comments, the questions, that you are chipping away, as we said before, at the paradigm and the belief and the structures that you had about your reality a long time ago. So, from Earth's point of view, you might say, well, the sun sets at these cardinal points, and that might be a truth on Earth. But if you go to the heavens, then how the sun sets on Earth is different. You see what we mean? So what we want you to understand, there's always a bigger belief. When at some point our own vehicle did not even know we existed, and then things happened, and then he opened his mind, and so more things can occur in his reality. Many people have no idea the things that people who have their third eye open can see or experience. It's quite magical. Many will call them nutcases, crazy or whatever, but they are truly connected. They are not afraid. They are free-spirited beings who don't care about the fear or drama, whatever is occurring, because they are grounded in their spirituality. They are not floating in the sky, no. They are here, yet they are there. And they know how to balance their energy to remain both places at once, and navigating this reality quite exceptionally, if you ask us. There are many of these individuals on the planet now. They are separated. They have to be separated because They are stabilizers along your earth. That's their function. But back to the beliefs, yes. You must know that there are many things that will unfold. Many of you will be shocked to see what's going to come out of the earth, or from the skies, or from the ocean, from the forest, whichever. There is a hidden design of reality, people. And you have a choice. Because, as we said before, there is a split. You must choose between being stagnant and stubborn and stuck and being, oh no, I liked it how it was before. I was having fun going shopping and being all trivial, and I didn't care about Earth, and I just cared about my nails or my clothes or whatever. There's nothing wrong with having a good wardrobe, but you must understand there's much more to life than is being presented. And the other choice is, of course, surrendering. That's what we are asking of you people. Full and total surrender into your divine life path, the one that you chose before coming here. If you try to hold on to what's already crumbling, you won't have fun. Eventually you will end up in the same place, but you will suffer. And suffer is necessary, yes. Many of you are trying to visualize what the new earth will be like. We'll tell you something. It's going to look differently to each one of you, because it's going to be created and lived through your own subjective experience. There are so many things occurring in the quantum world now. Many of you say that you believe in it, but in your heart you still doubt. As we always say, no fear, no should, no worry, no trying. Because that will hamper, yes, that will prevent your expansion. And where the mind focuses, then the energy goes. So we recommend believing that anything's possible when our vehicle finds an obstacle, whichever. He does not get stuck because we have taught him to not think inside the box. When there's a problem, we tell him, no, no. What if this reality were a dream? In a dream you can do whatever, yes? And so we urge him into imagining a beautiful, graceful, effortless solution. Harmonious, yes. And after many years, he's got it. Hard work, he's got it. Sometimes he gets a bit stressed, but we are telling you this because you can do the same. You can call upon us whenever you want. We will be there, and we will instruct you. Dream your possibilities. Don't think you have to resolve something as your teacher told you, or as your parent, or as your brother, or whichever. Dream reality into being, people. If you are not doing so, if you are not using your imagination, how do you think the world is going to change? Yes, something to think about. That was our introduction. We are wanting to converse with you. So we are ready for questions or comments, and please state your name and your question or comment. Thank you.
Hola, ¿quién quiere empezar? Le sugiero una cosa. ¿Por qué no vamos poniendo en el chat, donde dice chatear, quién quiere empezar? Y así vamos poniendo como por orden quién va a hacer la pregunta para que a nadie le falte poder hacer una pregunta. Estuvo extraordinaria la introducción. Creo que vale la pena hacer muchas preguntas porque es una introducción.
Thank you, teacher. We urge you, tell your group, it is of utmost importance that they don't wonder about the past or future. Tell them to ask about the now. Because if they navigate the now properly, they will end where they are meant to end, if you know what we mean.
Okay.
That is why we're speaking of this. Today we don't want to speak about the past or whichever. We can, but we want you to be okay. That's why we are here. So we want to be of help in any way we can. Yes?
Excelente. ¿Quién quiere empezar con preguntas acerca sobre todo de lo que están diciendo? Esto es un regalo que tenemos de cómo poder lograrlo de la mejor manera posible, porque estamos empezando una nueva vida, un nuevo ciclo completo de la humanidad. Así que vamos a empezarlo de una manera nueva. ¿Quién se atreve a preguntar cómo empezarlo de una manera nueva? Por favor, de verdad, no desperdicien esta oportunidad. Es valiosísima.
And if you are interacting with us through comment, question, you are being energized by us. If you are brave, we congratulate you. If you are, like in school, afraid of asking questions because you might seem dumb, you're wasting your life because you are in fear. Wake up, people.
Así es. Vas, Micaela, mi niña. Empieza.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Micaela Estalier Ortega. Quiero consultar sobre lo que mencionaban, que tenemos que creer que todo es posible. Personalmente, creo que conscientemente lo entiendo y he estado practicando, intentando con pequeñas cosas, pero me frustro porque a veces incluso en las cosas más pequeñas es como que veo que no puedo mejorar tal vez esas creencias limitantes, ¿no?, que tengo, que son muy condicionadas, muy del subconsciente. Y no sé, o sea, aparte de la meditación, no sé si me podrían decir algún consejo más.
It's a great point you are making. Thank you for participating, because you see, we love how synchronicity works, because we were actually going to say something about this, but it was never said by us tonight, but now you said it. This means we are connected, yes. We wanted to speak about this because many of you have grasped, comprehended, understood with your minds what's going on, but your body is struggling, having big time integrating and processing what's going on. And you must give the body time. And many good ways of processing, you might laugh at what we will say, but if you are alone and you are cooking soup or tea or washing the dishes, whichever, when you do things with your hands, emotions can come out. You might have a little big breakdown while you are cooking. Be very healing. What we are saying is, do real things that do not involve pushing buttons, yes, and that will allow you to really go inside how you feel. Because when you are doing things with your hands, your neural networks change. how they normally operate. That is why many people have psychic or spiritual experiences while doing activities with their hands, whether it be painting or sewing or cooking or writing, whatever. And meditation is good, but we want you to break the wall that says that meditation is to have peace. Because the only way to have peace is after you have felt your own frustration or your own sadness or disappointment. Because emotionality, as we've always said, is what connects you to the spiritual realms. And if you deny yourself your emotional processing, you are robbing yourself from the richness of spirit, you see?
Sí, gracias.
You're very welcome. We hope we answered your question.
Sí, muchas gracias.
Muy bien, Paola Bortoluz, porfa. Vas tú, cariño.
Hola, buenas noches.
Good evening.
Gracias. Yo quería preguntar, mencionan que hay que estar en el ahora, en el hoy, y que nos olvidemos de tratar de buscar en libros y estudiar, sino estar más conectados con nosotros, pero quedando, o sea, si me quedo en el hoy, ¿cómo puedo tener un indicador de que estoy haciendo el trabajo correcto, que estoy en el camino adecuado, si no tengo ninguna
experiencia,
poder especial ni conexión particular que me sirva de guía más que mi práctica diaria? Pero ¿cómo puedo saber que estoy, exacto, que estoy en el hoy y estoy en el camino correcto y no aferrada a ninguna estructura?
Another great question. Because people, the questions you are asking are helping your group partners. Yes. Now, to begin, we are not saying you should not study. That's not what we are saying. We are saying that you will get much more miles per galaxy, that's a bit of a joke there, if you connect with your inner. Of course you can study, but you will get bored quickly because you are wanting to know from experience, not from an old book. And this is what we will tell you. Your answer lies within your question. Because you see, and we mean no disrespect when we say this to you, but you said something like, how can I know if nothing outside of me tells me? That is exactly the problem with you humans. That you have abdicated your intuition, your inner power, your inner authority, and you want someone to come and tell you what to do. That's the problem, you see. And so the only way to change this, and this goes for all of you people, she was brave enough to ask a question, but many of you have the same problem. And we are not judging, we are glad, because when you ask the question, we can help. So again, thank you. What we will say is, you must take back your power. And you will ask, well, how do I do that? And the only way is by surrendering the idea, the belief system that when you were a child, someone had to tell you what to do or how to do it. Because you are conditioned. You are like monkeys somehow, because it's not a bad thing, but you are like monkeys because this is what you want. For instance, tell me to buy an apple, and then if I eat an apple, I will be healthy. It's like, you see that conditioning. And so where is your power? Where's your creativity? Where's your imagination? Where is your conjuring? Where is your power? What if you are brave enough and you say, every morning I will conjure up my water with special psychic powers. And as I drink my water, I will activate my inner authority and my third eye. And I will allow it to unfold. But you must be creative. Because if you're waiting for a book or a healer or psychic or card or whichever to tell you what to do, then you have no power. Because that's why humanity is where it is right now. That's why you're fighting your leaders. And you are, we are angry with you, President. But what if you didn't have a president? You don't even know how to organize your own lives. We are giving you lots of things to think about. If you don't take responsibility, well, you will always need a figure, person, or institution, or whatever, to tell you what to do. And there is no freedom there. These times are here to liberate you. We say this very often. And it's not an easy task. Yesterday, our vehicle was with a friend in the garden. It was in the night time. And they were celebrating the new moon in Cancer that felt more like a full moon because of the Saturn opposition, but whatever. And it was around 8:30 or 9 p.m. And he said, I feel like grounding, putting my bare feet on the ground. And the friend said, it's going to be cold. And then he replied, spirituality is not comfortable. And that's actually very accurate. Spirituality is not comfortable, people. If you're expecting to have a glamorous way into your ascension path, this is not for you. You need to get dirty in your own stories and then break the spell and realize that you have been holding yourself captive all along. We won't say more. You should think about these things. We have triggered you. Thank you for your question. We hope we replied properly.
Sí, gracias. Qué regalo. Gracias.
And we will tell you something for all of you. Many times you want us to give you the answer without making you think, and we are not here to do that. We want you to activate your critical thinking, to debate, and to question even what we say. Question everything. We hold a perspective. Each one of you holds the keys to your own liberation. You must be willing to give up all the obstacles by feeling them and letting them destroy the part of you that is no longer working for your divine purpose. Yes.
Gracias.
Our pleasure. Who else has a question?
Cindy, te toca a ti, por favor.
Sí, hola. Yo tengo una duda porque hice una meditación la semana pasada para conectar con
How old are
espirituales.
you?
34 años.
Ooh. Big age. No, wait, because when you're 34, 35, you are having your node return. So when you were born, the nodes of karma, or the nodes of the moon, that's where the eclipses occur, That's where your life purpose, your life mission is most activated at. And when you're 34, 35, you have this urge to find out, why am I here? Yes, what's my purpose? So you are in big transformation, dear one.
Sí, justo ahorita me he estado metiendo como mucho en investigar toda esta parte de pues, todo este tema energético y he hecho meditaciones diferentes y justo esta que hice, que era conectar con espíritus de luz, me pasó algo muy extraño porque me quedé como dormida y a las casi 3 de la mañana escuché una voz en mi oído que me decía, a las 3 conectamos, pero como que algo me despertó y volteé a ver el celular y eran las 2:55 de la mañana y ya no pude hacer esa conexión que escuché esa voz que me decía que a las 3 conectábamos. No sé cómo tomar eso, o sea, ¿qué significó eso? ¿O por qué ya no pude conectar a las 3? ¿O por qué me desperté antes? O no sé cómo.
Now, people, you almost understand that the spiritual realms are very subtle. They are elegant, as we are. Little joke there. But they are sophisticated. Because if they are higher beings of light that operate through love, they respect your free will, you see. And so, it's very simple. When it comes to spiritual messages, if you will, when they give you a message, it's quite clear. They said, we'll connect at 3 a.m. That's the message. So the real question is, what prevented you from setting or making the connection? And the answer is your own resistance to breaking down your own paradigm. Because when these things happen, you question things, because then what if you've had the contact? You would be like, ooh, if this happened, then what's really real? Ooh, and so you know what we mean. It triggers a deep aspect of yourself that's, and we will say this, it will happen again. They won't stop, because you are not here to conform to our reality that someone else created for you. By all means, you can do it, but it's not what you are here for. And your spiritual guides love you so much that they will make the best effort so that you can take the call. So next time, relax and be willing to receive the message. Don't distract yourself with your phone at night. If you wake up, don't touch your phone. Stay clear, close your eyes, and feel and sense who and what's around you. You will be having psychic experiences. Summer is a time for clairvoyant activations because of the effect of the summer solstice, yes. So these weeks are good for this. Keep us posted, but you must be willing to receive the help. So before you go to sleep, you must set an intention. Something like, you say this before you go to bed, yes. You say, I am available for interaction with the beings who love me unconditionally, that want to awaken the parts of me that are needed in this moment of my life now, through grace and unconditional compassion and mercy. So be it. Yes, some statement as this will help you out, because you are, with your intention, opening up to your spiritual gifts, if you will.
Ok, muchísimas gracias.
You are very welcome. Who else has a question?
Ana Lucía, por favor.
Hola, pleyadianos. Soy
Evening.
Ana Lucía. Mi pregunta es, ¿qué recomendación me dan para adentrar en grupos de amistades que están posiblemente algunos muy en la 3D, pero con ganas de salir de eso, y que han visto por medio de comunicados míos o que me han mandado, que han visto que hay algo, hay un mensaje. Por un lado, al entrar con ellos, siento que quiero comunicar el mensaje correcto, pero no sé si yo me estoy saliendo de ese mundo espiritual o qué equilibrio tengo que encontrar entre ese grupo de amistades y lo mío. O sea, que no me deje yo llevar, ¿sí? Pero...
We'll read the energy. You don't, all of you people, you don't need to explain yourself so much. We read the energy. We know what you mean. Don't worry. Now, first things first. You are not the Messiah. Mind your own business. You don't have to convince anyone of anything. Each of you have created a path of evolution, and the awakening occurs at different stages of soul development, if you will. So don't think that you are helping others wake up by bursting the bubble of reality. That's just cruel. If they want to remain ignorant, that is their choice. Our recommendation to you, because we read your energy, is mind your own business and stop projecting your own wishing for bursting your own paradigms onto other people. Again, without disrespect. But you must ask yourself, how am I projecting my shadow onto those people? Because you are the one that is screaming for liberation, but your ego tells you they are screaming for liberation. You see what we mean?
Y si todo el tiempo viví en esa burbuja o en esa forma de vida que ahora me quiero liberar de ello.
You must have your grieving process. It's like you died. It's like the you of the past has died. And what do you tell someone when it is dying? You tell them, I love you. But you cry because you are saying goodbye to that old you. And that is the trauma or issue you are dealing with. You are saying goodbye because more than that way of life, you are also saying goodbye to these people, because you might even think, oh, well, what if we never speak again because we are different realities or mental frequencies or worlds or whatever. And it hurts, but you must give yourself permission to process this with no judgment, with compassion and with love. Yes?
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. Who else's question?
Va Sandra.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
En español.
First time
en
here.
español. Ok, en español lo hago.
Right, you're a first timer.
Yes, perdón, sí.
Welcome. Who invited
Gracias.
you? We are curious.
Alfonso.
Oh, good. You're very welcome.
Una nueva alma.
We love newcomers because sometimes they are, oh, what the hell is going on? But then they adapt quickly. What is your question? How can we help?
Mi pregunta es, en mi caso yo soy un alma muy vieja, eso lo sé, lo siento y y lo he procesado con mucha gente, vengo ya de muchas vidas. Y acabas de hablar de, le dijeron la palabra spell, y dijeron la palabra, ¿no? Como esta parte, como que tenemos esta máscara a veces, que no nos deja poder sacar nuestra luz propia, o una luz para poder ser luz para otros. Y sé que tengo, ¿no? Esta luz especial, pero sí siento también que tengo un spell, ¿no? Que no me ha ayudado como a poder dar todo lo que tengo de mí y poder ser canal y ser luz para otros. Decías, una de las cosas que dijeron fue el agua. Usar el agua. ¿Habrá algunas otras cosas que nos ayuden a poder como quitar esta máscara?
Yes,
este spell?
Because you're dealing with different things. First, age and what is your sun sign from the zodiac?
Soy escorpión.
Ooh, yes, good. Then you've got it. If any of you people have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your sun, rising, or moon, you are highly psychic and you have developed gifts from your past lives. So our vehicle has his rising sign in Scorpio. That's why he can navigate the psychic spiritual realms. And you can do as well. And how old are you?
Tengo 47 años. Trabajo mucho con energía, pero hay una parte mía que no ha podido desarrollar, que siento que está atorada, like a spell.
Yes. We love that you acknowledge it, yes? And you know what we are sensing from you. Maybe you won't like it because you've been putting it away or under the rock for a long time. You know, we're asking you something. We know we don't know the answer in your conscious mind. We will give it to you, but we want you to try and guess. Yes, let's play a game here. Let's have fun. What is the biggest obstacle that you think is preventing you from becoming and sharing your own light?
My mind.
Not really. See, as always, the answer lies within the question. Do you want to know the answer?
Yes, sure.
Good. When you surrender your need for being light for others, then you will be free. Because there are benefits that you want to obtain from helping people. And you must first kill, destroy, transform, transmute, dump away the false aspect of you that is telling you, oh, you must be doing this, whichever. You must have the process. We are speaking complicated things. If you don't understand, please tell us and we will explain it. But if you surrender to the idea that you are here to share your light, you will liberate yourself from it, and then it will come to you out of the blue and will be activated in less time than you think. Are we clear or not really?
Perfect, really. I understand everything.
Are you sure?
So, I'm sure.
We can share an example. Yes?
Of me?
No, of some person we know.
Do you want me to speak, or you can tell me?
We will tell you an example.
Okay, perfect. Thank
you.
So
it's clear. Yes. We are making this up. It's going to be clear. There was this girl in her 30s or whichever, and she saw the pain in the world, but she really wanted to help. And yet she struggled. She spoke about these things, and then she was a great healer with her hands, and used crystals and all manner of techniques, methods, which didn't work. Until one day she was so tired of it, and she said, "Ooh, I give up. I surrender. I'm tired of this. It's not working out for me. And she cried and cried and cried because what she really wanted was to help the world. But her own idea of how she was meant to do it was her own obstacle, you see. And when she cried and apparently gave up was when she released the resistance, and that's when she activated her real power, and she didn't have to do anything, and things came to her. Is that
completely clear? You talk a lot about me. I think so.
Yeah, we're playing around with you. We are very...
Yes, I know.
We play around with you.
Crystal, plants, that's my thing.
Good. Because we trick people into their own awakening. We don't give you the answer for your mind to be happy with. We make you think, and we make you feel, so you can unravel. We like that word. Unravel who you truly are. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
It's nice to meet you.
You too. Who else has questions?
Paola, vas tú.
Ana Paula. Ana Paula, Paola.
Yo creo que eres tú, Ana Paula.
Ah, perfecto. Hola, muchas gracias por la invitación. Yo soy Ana Paula y evidentemente soy una de las que, pues sí, me da pavor preguntar. Pero bueno, desde hace algunos años...
We are glad you're asking. Yes.
Sí, pero sí, desde hace algunos años he sentido que me ha aislado mucho. Era una persona muy social, como que vivía mucho en este mundo que comentas, en este mundo muy afuera. Y recientemente he aprendido otra vez o he estado descubriendo apenas mis sentimientos. De verdad que tengo 45 años y a veces me siento como en pañales, decir, chin, caray, llevaba mucho tiempo suprimiendo la frustración, la tristeza, el miedo. Es más, creo que no lo sentía y ahorita todos, como tú dices, están brotando uno tras otro, uno tras otro, y a veces, pues no sé si es parte del proceso, no sé qué me está pasando, pero sí me siento como más aislada, como que ya no pertenezco a lo que antes pertenecía.
Thank you for sharing, and we will tell you this. You are so brave by being so raw and vulnerable in a group. You are very special. Yeah. We absolutely love it that you are sharing from your heart what you are experiencing, because you might think, oh, this might not be benefiting anyone, but in reality, many people see you doing this and they are, wow, I can cry on the screen. Yes. And no, we applaud you because this new reality is all about living with the heart and having no costumes and being able to cry or laugh or whatever without your own judgment. And you are doing great. Let us tell you this, dear one. It is very hard for people of your generation what is occurring because you were completely mind controlled into a reality that is already collapsing onto itself. Yes. And sometimes isolation is necessary because you are getting to know who you are, the real you these times. And if you had someone or a friend or whichever, you might get distracted from your spiritual path. Yes. So believe us when we say, and we are reading you, you are very blessed, loved, and protected. You are doing a great job. You are honoring how you feel. That's not a common thread in your society. Many of you eat your feelings or buy things to deny your feelings or have sex to forget your feelings or drug yourself to forget your feelings or whichever. And you are feeling your feelings and you are sharing your feelings. We are proud of you. You are an example of how humanity can be because you are not abdicating what you are doing. So dear one, don't despair. Do not despair. You have no idea the courage it takes to do what you just did. We truly applaud you. Do you have something else you want to talk about?
No, nada más quería pues compartir esto, porque sí me he sentido así, los sentimientos van, vienen, y yo creo que pues desde que nací no había aprendido a suprimirlos, y ahorita no los puedo frenar,
You
me
can't.
están saliendo.
Exactly, because we will try and give you sort of explanation. Your physical body is kind of the arena, the stadium, where all these energy changes are occurring, yes. And there is a lot of incoming energy. And whatever is stuck in your body from the past that is no longer working is being triggered by the incoming energy. So the natural thing is you are going to have feelings, urges to cry, or feel a bit sad or depressed. It's normal. You are not depressed. You're just processing old trauma. Now tell us, what is your sun sign?
Libra, con ascendente Aries.
Good, because so Libra, it's all about. See, now we can see why you're feeling all of this, because Libras, for the most part, they will suppress who they are and what they feel to please other people, to be politically correct, yes. And then Scorpio is next to Libra on the zodiacal circle or belt, and they are telling Libra, oh, just be who you are, yes. And so that's what's coming. So be more who you are. Don't worry, social times will come for you. But you need to be social once you know who you truly are. Not the false you to make people like you. Yes?
Yes, you're right.
And we will be working with you. We will be working with you in the nighttime. And we promise we will be adjusting you so that you can move through these emotional changes with much more ease. Yes? And that you enjoy the crying instead of struggle with the crying. Yes? And yeah, think of us. We are the Pleiadians. Call upon us and we will be there for you. And people, this is what we mean. We love interacting with you. If you share your story a little bit, you are helping yourself and you're helping other people. And we are helping you as well. Good. So you are a great person. Nice meeting you.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.
Take care.
Ahora sí, perdón. Va Stephanie y después Rico.
Good.
Rico, Franco y Alfonso.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
How are you?
Buenas noches. Bien, gracias. Pues yo estoy nerviosa de preguntar porque tengo que primero poner claridad en lo que quiero preguntar, pero lo que siento es que todas las preguntas que han dicho me han movido muchísimo por dentro. Tengo como esta, como dos preguntas, pero creo que es una. Una es de que yo me he puesto al servicio desde que empezó la cuarentena y sé que es mucho más fácil que lo racional. Sé que es mucho más fácil sentir y escuchar el llamado y es lo que he hecho. He hecho meditaciones, he hecho muchas cosas, me llegan muchas imágenes, me llegan, de hecho me llegó una, yo soy adoptada, me llegó una muy fuerte que me dio mucha paz, pero al mismo tiempo, remontándonos a la época de Moisés, que él también era adoptado, y se me cortó, que Moisés también era adoptado y me llegó ese mensaje, me sentí con mucho amor y mucha gratitud. Pero al mismo tiempo de esa meditación me llegó otra imagen de 3 personas viendo el centro de la tierra. Estaba muy oscuro alrededor y ellos con una linterna y como viendo algo de la tierra y me dio mucho miedo. Entonces pregunté quién era uno de ellos, eran 3 hombres, y pregunté quién era uno de ellos y me dijo Sergio, pero me dio mucho miedo. Y en esa parte como que puse resistencia, me separé. Ahora entiendo que esa resistencia es mi propia resistencia. Y he tratado de entender esos mensajes y entiendo que entre menos información, entre menos libros lea, entre menos libros lea y más me conecte con lo que para mí significa, es mejor, pero me cuesta trabajo. No estoy entendiendo bien los mensajes. Me llegan muchos mensajes. Me llegaron el otro día también que los niños pleyadianos estaban meditando. Ay, perdón, me están llamando. Que estaban meditando. Tengo muchos sueños y
Relevante pregunta, ¿eh?
y no sé cómo descifrarlos.
Relevante pregunta.
Good. What's your sun sign?
Soy Tauro y con ascendente Tauro, doble Tauro.
Ooh, good.
Tierra.
You are very emotional right now. It's quite beautiful to be sharing this experience with you. We will tell you what we are reading from you, and then we will give you our advice. You are a very sensitive person, and if you are sensitive, then it is your number one responsibility with yourself to honor the feelings instead of rationalize the feelings. So, first things first, when you said you were adopted, without you rationalizing how you feel as an adult, how does your inner child feel?
Bueno, es algo que yo he trabajado mucho.
It does not matter. Because healing occurs in layers, and it is in a spiral. And there is no judgment in this, because you are a beautiful soul. At least we can see that. But if you are hard on yourself because you think, oh, I've already healed this, you are making yourself a disservice. This is what we're also going to reply about your dreams. The only true way of reading dreams is by the emotions that were registered in yourself in the dream. For example, if you were in the jungle and there was a lion chasing you and you were afraid, then you were registering fear, yes. You must always interpret dream through the symbols mixed with the emotional responses or triggers that you meet in your dream. That is why it is impossible for someone to interpret your dream for you, because you are a universe of your own. And in your Taurusness, we're joking there, because Taurus is stability and foundation and groundedness, you must let go. And you must let your imagination and your heart and intuition tell you what is really wanting to communicate with you inside. You would benefit from spending time in water, in the shower, or if you are near a lake or the ocean or the pool or the jacuzzi or whatever, and just let the water, yes, the emotions take over you and give in to them. Don't judge them, don't think too much about them, just let them crack you open and you will have a rebirth. Yes?
Yes.
Because from our perspective, and we say this with lots of compassion, you're trying to figure yourself out from your mind. And what really wants to happen through you is that you want to figure yourself out from your soul. And the soul does not care about the thinking. It cares about the feeling. Yes? And if you just, it's when in yoga, in the whole yoga practice, you are moving here and there, downward dog and the cow's pose, whichever. But in the end, you just let go. Yes, you relax your whole body. That's what's wanting to happen through you. Do you understand?
Sí, creo que sí.
Good. While we are saying this, we are emitting codes to you because there is no time. Tier 1, just surrender into the great intelligence that surrounds you. Your scientists have discovered that you are surrounded by emptiness filled with data. That's when you really break free of everything. That you are held within the goddess, the mother of creation. And that you are always safe. And that all of your creations are here to help you heal and grow and realize the inner potential and light that lies within you. Remember these words.
Gracias.
You are very loved and very welcome. Make sure to call upon us and your spiritual guides for all the support that you need, as well as your higher self and oversoul. Yes.
Gracias.
You're very welcome. Who else has questions?
Hola, soy Rico.
Eso.
Rico, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Tengo una pregunta. ¿Pueden hablar de nuestros implantes y programaciones con los cuales somos manipulados? Porque las energías entrantes, no sé si estén ayudando a disolver estos implantes o si es un trabajo realmente individual que tenemos que hacer todos.
It's a mix between both of them. We will explain. We'll expand. Yes, it is an individual work because you cannot remove the implants of your friend or whichever because only you hold the keys for your own liberation. The energies don't get rid of the implants. They trigger some response in you so you feel the effect of the implant and then it's broken, metaphorically. Is that to be clear? Rico?
Yes, it's clear, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But there are many kinds of implants. And you must differentiate. We will tell you the kinds, or some of the kinds, because there are so many. The first kind is the mental one. The classical childhood conditioning or programming in which your mother tells you, for example, do not talk with strangers because they are dangerous. And then when you grow up, you might miss out on opportunities because strangers present themselves to you, but then you believe, oh no, strangers are dangerous. You see what we mean?
Yes.
And that's the first kind of implant. The second kind is the past life imprint. And the past life imprints are on your DNA. And they are matched with your ancestral line or your family genetic, your bloodline that you chose to incarnate in. Why? Because you might skip generations here and there, but in your soul's record, you've always incarnated along the same family lines because there are the same soul lessons there related to the tribe. And so an example of this would be, example would be, I was born in very traditional context or background, and I cannot marry out of my own religion. But your soul will be breaking the imprint when you marry someone out of that religion. And it will create all manner of trauma within the family. But if you are chosen to be the one that breaks the spell, as we said before, then you and your soul are powerful enough to break the bloodline pattern, if you will. And so your grandma will tell you, "Oh, don't marry her because she's from another religion," and your mother will tell you, "Oh, we won't speak to you because you are betraying your roots," and that is all first, second chakra. And people are often in family feuds because they are completely biased with their beliefs. Now, another kind would be the extraterrestrial implant, and many have been taken. You have a term, abduction, yes, and they chip you for a variety of reasons. They might experiment with your DNA or your cells. They might track you. They might, to be frank here, the beings who abduct you, they don't have your best interest at heart, because they are treating you like you treat a cow when you chip the cow and then you kill the cow and then you eat the cow. You see what we mean? Yes. We're not saying you are implanted by these ETs, but many in the human population have been. And it is because a lack of protection and self-control and lack of boundaries. We don't see that you have this problem, but many people out there in the world have. And you asked about the implants, and it is our responsibility to reply. And another note we have on implants is that many of you might go to a past life regressionist, yes? And they might take you to, let's say, ancient Egypt. And then you do a healing here and there. But what if the past life was an implant and you were never in ancient Egypt, yes? This is multidimensionality. And the thing about implants is that you will never know if you were really there or not. You needed the implant or a past life memory to see and heal something that will help you in this lifetime. Many of the beings who are incarnated here on Earth now, you call them star seeds or light workers or whichever. Many of them are having the first time on the Earth playing, but they needed implants from other lifetimes to more easily relate to the humans, because otherwise their nervous system would not be able to compute the interaction because of how different their soul essence is to, let's say, the human. Is that clear?
Yes, yeah.
Good, we hope we gave you some information to think about, Rico.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
But maybe just a small question. Are there good implants too, like positive implants, like the one you were speaking now about the people who are here for the first time, the souls? Yeah.
And what we call positive implants, we call your blueprints. Yes? Have you heard the term? Because they are codes that get triggered within you to activate phases of your life, or meeting of new people, or new talents, or abilities, or skills, whichever. So yes, they are positive implants as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Vamos 1:10. ¿Estamos bien?
We are good. How are there lots of questions there wanting to be made?
Basta.
Yes. What if we make a 2-minute pause and then we come back?
Me parece.
Good.
Okay.
We'll come back in a few minutes, yes.
Cuando volvamos va Frank, por favor.
Good. El tiempo que ellos te digan, ¿no?
Les aviso a las 10. ¿Te late?
¿Qué horas son las?
9:30.
Va. avísales a las 10 y ya. Ahorita que entren, diles que si pueden contestar más rápido.
Buena idea. Sí.
Para que puedan contestarle a todos, ¿ok?
Genial.
Nos vemos.
Órale.
Ok.
We are back. Did you miss us, people? Down to us question.
Bienvenidos. Pidió Moy que si podían contestar un poquito más rápido porque hay muchas preguntas.
Ooh, is that the case?
Sí, ahora sí, se atrevieron a hacerlas, entonces...
We are.
Sí.
Let's begin then.
Excelente. Vas, Frank, por favor.
Hola, me llamo Frank. y les agradezco por las visitas que tuve esta semana y la comunicación que tuve con ustedes. Me ayudaron muchísimo. Así que muchas gracias.
It's our pleasure. How can we help you?
Mi pregunta es la siguiente. Junto con varios amigos impartimos talleres de arte, bienestar y medio ambiente para los niños de las comunidades de la península de Yucatán. Y me gustaría saber si hay algún mensaje en específico para ellos que les gustaría que les demos y qué tipo de actividades en específico les gustaría que nos enfoquemos o qué recomendación nos den.
Good. We will begin by saying that we like it when you ask for recommendations, but remember that you are the ones that are here. And you are the ones that must take responsibility for how you are raising your children or helping the children, whatever. Because your young are the ones that will inherit, yes, your planet. And the first thing we want to tell you is there is big plan by what we call the Illuminati to take over the mind of young people, because if you take over the mind of young people, then you have their mind for a long time. And then it takes, again, long time for them to break out of the trance or spell that they are in. So first recommendation is tell them to not watch TV, to be in nature, to use their imagination, to be creative, to paint, to write, to experiment with their own urges of skills, whether it be musical or whatever it is, yes? And tell them that they are powerful creators and that what they think, they manifest. Explain to them the power of the mind, because if they know this from young age, they can't be stopped. Teach them to create with no harm. Teach them to create with integrity and with honesty and with grace and for the benefit of all beings. That would be our advice.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.
You're very welcome. Who's next?
Ahora va, después de Frank, Alfonso.
Hello, my friends, how are you? ¿Cómo están?
How are you?
Muy bien. Quería preguntar en la multidimensionalidad sobre si existe el enlazamiento cuántico y el tiempo no existe para poderlo hacer tanto para atrás como para adelante, para el futuro.
Correct. As we said before to someone else, your answer lies within your question. In your understanding of dimensions, you know that the third dimension is ruled by space and time, yes. And Saturn rules space and time. And then your fourth dimension is time. But once you are out of the fourth, you are free of time. We are free of time. We come from the future. If you would be actually visualizing where we are right now, you would be very surprised. We are not in your present, because we know how to play around time, like the Mayans, you see. The Mayans knew about your black hole in your galaxy. Your scientists found out about this just a few years ago, and they were scratching their heads. They were thinking to themselves, how did these Mayans know? Well, it is because of consciousness. And if you truly understand time, you will know that it is an illusion. It is an agreement that you humans have in this reality to co-create your own adventures in living, if you will, your own experiences. At the same time, if you're able to be fully human, but understanding the simultaneous nature of time, you will be free. Because in nature, this occurs as a biological opening that befuddles the conscious mind, but is very possible. And that is why we always say that animals are much more evolved than you humans, because they know how to navigate the different dimensions without the aspect of time. So we believe your question was, can you alter past or future based on actions in the present? The answer is yes, absolutely. That you will get to a point, dear people, in which you can already do it through your emotions, because through your memories, when you have trauma, let's say that specific memory is stuck, frozen in time. It's like an old CD player playing the same tune again and again and again, yes? And when you go back to the memory, you as people want to see it as a science fiction movie. It's not the case. What you will experience is that you go back into memory by feeling what happened back there. And you are going back in time, untangling, unraveling, discovering the story, the pain, the trauma.
The happiness.
And you access your multidimensionality right there. It's not like you will be able to do it, some of you, but not now, because your body would self-destruct if you do the time travel thing. It is possible. We are sorry for the coughing. It is possible. But you must understand.
I can help you. I'll fix the vessel.
You can understand that you will be able to go back in time when you are able, with your mind, to alter the vibration of the molecules in your body. And you can actually achieve it physically. But in your now, being today, let us see. Today is July 21st, 2020. And in your today, you can do it only with your spiritual, emotional, and mental body. Within a few years, some of you, if you really work hard, you will be able to do it with your physical body. But to sum up, yes, you can do it. We hope we answered your question.
Yes, thank you. And the last one, to protect us from frequency of the Wi-Fi and the technology, is it good or correct to use the orgone technology?
Yes, we will tell you this. a few years ago, it was reported that some people used blue tape or fences, metallic fences, and it protected the entire space of the house from the electromagnetic frequencies, whether it be Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, because it fries all of your body and your immune system and your auric fields. So beware of your Wi-Fi's and your phones and the whichevers. And that's when the power of the mind comes in. Because some of the people use crystal called tourmaline, black tourmaline, because it's actually good for the electromagnetic frequencies. Then there's copper, and as you said, the orgonite, and the ingredients, or the, not ingredients, but you know what we mean.
Components.
The things that it has. They create a field of energy that hampers the effect of it. So yes, it's a positive. Aluminium foil works as well. There are many things you can do. There's some research out there, but the best thing is when you have object and you give it the intention and power to protect you from whatever you want to be protected.
Yeah.
But again, people, don't fool yourselves. The best recommendation is spend time in nature away from your electronics. And if you can't, create a mechanism that will isolate you as best it can, so you can avoid the awful effects of the Wi-Fi and all of these frequencies. Because in many countries it has been reported people are tearing down the towers because they are finding out the effects. So beware of that. But yes, that is good tool. Helpful to avoid the frequency.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We will work later on frequencies.
We will. Glad to see you tonight.
Thank
Who
you.
else has question?
Mili, vas tú.
Sí, gracias. Hola.
Good evening.
Hola, soy Mili.
Ooh, hello. How are you doing, dear one?
Bien, muy bien, gracias.
What is your question?
Mi pregunta es, si estamos en un mundo de creación y nosotros somos los creadores, mi pregunta es si podemos crear solamente con la imaginación y con la intención, solamente como soñando lo que queremos en este presente y a futuro. ¿Esa es la creación? ¿Esa es la forma de crear?
We are not sure of your question. So is your question that the only way to create is dreaming your reality or imagining your reality or visualizing it? Is that your question?
Uh-huh.
Yes and
¿Cuál
no.
es la forma para crear?
You must understand something, dear friend. If you think that your reality is only based in what you have imagined, then you are not so accurate, because there are other forces in the play. There are agreements that you had before coming here. There are contracts, if you will. There is, we will play a game with you. It can be seen as based on percentages. For example, how can we explain this to you? Because this is a great question. Your creation does not only come from what you want, because in reality, what we always tell you is be clear in what you want, but not in how it has to happen or how it will come into fruition or a manifestation into your life. And what we mean is, for example, you might say, oh, I want to buy a new house, whatever. You don't need to know the specifics of how you're going to manifest the money for purchasing the house, but you must know how it's going to feel inside of you. That's in reality, that is the key of creation, the feeling. And that is why they tweaked your DNA. That's why they made your whole genetic engineering thing, because if they traumatize you and they have you operating from the lower chakras, fear, survival mode, whatever, tribal dramas, then you wouldn't dare move the energy of your kundalini into your third eye and the crown chakras to truly activate the power of the heart and the higher mind together, and boom, then you've got your creation. So for example, if you want to move house, you must think, oh, I'm going to feel joyous and happy and renewed and whatever, yes, and the feeling is what is going to attract the result. So, but also behind the feeling and behind the visualizing, there is divine timing. What we call synchronistic nature of the multiverse. How about that term? And when you work with the synchronicity of the celestial clockwork of the multiverse, your actions in your human form and your soul desires align, giving you the creation that will feed your body but also feed your soul. Yes?
Ok, muchísimas gracias.
Was that clear?
Sí, sí está claro. Muchas gracias.
You're very welcome. Who else has a question?
Después de Mili va Juan José.
Sí, aquí estoy. Hola, Pleyadianos, bienvenidos.
Good evening. Welcome to you.
Gracias.
What is your question?
Mi pregunta va un poco, a lo mejor es un poco personal, pero creo que puede ayudarnos a todos. Yo me siento que estoy en un proceso que sí estoy mejorando, evolucionando personalmente, pero siento que mucha gente de mi entorno se me van quedando en el camino. Entonces, gente, incluso familia, mis amigos, o ciertas personas muy cercanas, pues directamente no tengo ya nada que ver con ellos en los 3 o 4 meses que llevamos de pandemia, ¿no? Y el tema de que si yo estoy en un proceso de mejora, dejar a la gente ahí por ahí.
This is an excellent question. What's your sun sign?
Leo.
Ooh, Leo. Our vehicle is Leo as well. Congratulations, your birthday is coming soon, yes?
Very soon.
And you're going to have a good month, because when your sun energy comes, and more when it comes to be the sun, it illuminates, yes? And before we carry on, we want to give you people a fact about the sun. You think the sun is a being of light, that if you get close to it, you will get burned. At least that is what your scientists say. And that is incorrect. The sun is a planet, if you will, of highly evolved light beings who have created a defense mechanism through fire on a visual scale, so it cannot be colonized. How about that? It's just a visual illusion, the one you have. Very important beings live in the helios, in the sun, yes. But now back to your question. We like giving you some fun facts about the multiverse and your galaxy and your sun system, your solar system. But now,
Es un planeta y vive en series de...
this is a great question, because each one of you must understand that in the period you call the lockdown of the COVID-19 virus, each one of you has been in sort of a healing pod, if you will. You might be with your families or whatever, but you are spiritually isolated because you've been going through adjustments, and each one of you is vibrating at a different rate. Each one of you has encountered different reality from one another. And it is quite natural to be experiencing what you are, and we believe you are voicing out something that is occurring to many of the people that are in this group tonight. It might be natural, but it is hard for your ego conscious mind to get a grasp on, because it can be uncomfortable. Because your mind might be telling you, okay, mister, you might be accelerating or ascending or whichever, but you have no friends. Yes. And then that triggers something within. You see what we mean? But we'll tell you something. It is not comfortable, as we said before, but it's necessary. In the letting go, you are creating space for the right people to come to your life in the right time. But again, you must allow yourself to get to know your new self, and then let that new self that you are becoming attract new people, and let those people come into your life without you needing to do anything. One day you will be somewhere, and someone will be, because people in the near future, you will be able to read your DNA in the iris in your eyes, and you will recognize each other through frequency. Because yes, you might be in very chaotic, unstable times, but there is a telepathy that is connecting all of you people, that there is a breakthrough coming. Even in the most desperate controlling forces of what we call the Illuminati, they won't succeed. They are desperate with their whole fear agenda. But what they're doing is they're traumatizing the people, and when people are traumatized, the psychic abilities wake up. And when your psychic abilities wake up, you are psychic enough or aware of frequency and vibration enough that you will only meet those that you are available for when it comes to this vibration. And you will get together with your spiritual tribes. So do not worry, dear friend. You are gracefully moving out of your old life into your new one. Trust unconditionally that you are being guided where you have to go. Yes?
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Who else has question?
Después de Juan José estaba Dalia.
Hola a todos, buenas noches. Yo tengo una...
Nice to see you here.
Gracias.
Thank you for being such a loving, generous, kind woman to our vehicle.
Gracias. Me da mucho gusto estar aquí. Estoy muy que lo quiero tanto. Tengo una pregunta. Ha sido el tiempo de la pandemia para mí muy importante y de crecimiento personal increíble. O sea, así como mucha gente se queja de la pandemia, yo la verdad estoy agradecida porque sí he crecido y me siento fuerte. Mi pregunta es, yo sentí una luna nueva en junio y sentí una energía en junio hermosa, todo muy bonito, fluyendo muy bonito. Quiero saber si está pasando algo en estos momentos con este cambio lunático o cambio de algo que siento un poco fuerte los cambios. No, fuertes no sé en qué sentido, pero siento un cambio fuerte.
Yes, and to begin with, you work a lot with us, the Pleiadians. You're aware of that, yes?
Yes.
You are quite psychic. Quite psychic. You have been in deep process of opening up your psychic sensitivity and owning your own power. And you are very correct when you mention, because many people ignore the dances of the heavens, or the astrology, or the cosmic forces that are impacting your planet on a daily basis. That is why we always recommend following the astrology. It is basic guide for survival people. If you truly want to correctly navigate the next 10 years, this wowing decade, you must know how to read your heaven. There are changes beyond what you can imagine, dear one. There are many things occurring. You are already living in a parallel reality, if you will. A reality in which you've dumped many toxic probabilities that you didn't want to end up living, yes. The people that are complaining about the whole COVID-19 virus are probably the ones that are getting it, and probably the ones that are going to get stuck in the tyranny. The people that are being grateful, counting the blessings, and understanding how this time is giving them an opportunity to rediscover themselves, to have big rebirth. They will find themselves in another world. On June 21st, 2020, so a month ago exactly, yes, you had your eclipse in Cancer, 0 degrees, and then yesterday you had your second new moon in Cancer. And it is a weird event when in astrology you have 2 new moons in the same sign, because it alters the astrological order of the other signs. Yesterday was meant to be the new moon in Leo, but because of the phases and astrological influences, you had 2 new moons in Cancer. And this is a whole big rebirth time for everyone. So from now till December, you will be having 6 months of final releasing, because the new moon was in perfect opposition to Saturn in Capricorn. And Capricorn, Saturn went back to Capricorn on July number 1, if we are not mistaken. Saturn will go into Aquarius in the end of December or January 2021. So the Capricorn energy is gone by forever. This month will be decisive on the final breakdown of your system. You must not give in, and you must reassure to yourselves your safety, your vitality, your own power, creativity, that you are always at the right time, right place, doing the right thing, and that you are supported in all ways. And if you move with your heart, you will be in those realities in which, yes, there is crumbling around you, but you don't get lost in it. Because you know that when there is crumbling, there is new space being created for the new earth creations. Remember, you are in transition times. We hope we answered your question.
Yes. Muchas gracias.
Our pleasure. Who else has question?
Después de Dalia va Sophie. Lina, vas tú.
Hi, I'm Ana Sophie. First, I have
En
14
español,
years old.
En español, mis queridos.
Bueno, tengo 14 años. Y pues primero que todo, quiero saber cuántos años tienes.
There has never been someone that made us laugh. We are actually not one being. We are a collective of energies. We are 75 Pleiadian beings. But it's a good question. Just close your eyes there where you are. Feel us. We are not one. We are many. We experience time and age quite differently from you humans. We live long time. Would it be strange for you if we tell you that we've been here throughout the existence of the development of your civilizations. How about that? We are ancient rays from stars. We are your ancestors. And we are glad to have someone as young as you. You feel inspired and fiery and passionate. What is your question?
Just that one.
Did we respond?
Sí, gracias.
Yeah, pleasure. Well.
Muy bien, Sofía. Ahora sí va Ame. Ame, no te escuchamos. Pon tu sonido, corazón, por favor.
Voy.
Ya está. Ya puedes hacer tu pregunta.
Listo, gracias. Buenas noches, soy Amelia.
Nice to meet you.
Y estoy por primera vez en contacto contigo. Todo lo que tú dices me resuena en el interior de una manera muy importante. He estado en contacto con esta energía pleyadiana desde hace muchos años. Actualmente tengo 76 años y he estado trabajando mucho con la fuerza de la palabra. Tengo un lugar donde nos reunimos aquí y considero que la palabra tiene mucha relación con las preguntas que han estado diciendo acerca de la creación.
Yes.
Para mí esto ha sido muy importante y sé que la vibración de la palabra tiene mucho que ver con la forma en que vamos comprendiendo la realidad. Para mí esto ha sido una experiencia maravillosa y mi pregunta es, esta creación que tú mencionas en relación al mundo que esperamos, ¿se puede expresar con la palabra? Porque transmite la energía interna que cada quien tiene, pero está relacionada con todo lo que tú has mencionado. Muchas de las preguntas que ya hicieron eran las preguntas que yo tenía y has aclarado mucho esta idea, pero hay otra pregunta que después quiero hacerte. ¿Es importante lo que te pregunto ahora?
It is completely relevant because when people use the power of their words, we call it abracadabra. Because in your ancient Aramaic, abracadabra means you create as you speak. And as you so beautifully said, the toning of your voice puts out vibration there. And if you have no resistance, what you say and what you believe, you shall create. So it is quite proper and accurate to ask this question. Thank you.
Sí. La otra pregunta que tengo es que hace años yo vi en un sueño un personaje en luz dorada. Este personaje lo pude dibujar y después de haber hecho esa figura, seguí dibujando mucho, casi automáticamente, formas angelicales y algunas expresiones lindísimas a través de los ojos. Para mí la parte importante de esos dibujos eran los ojos. Dejé de hacerlo en algún momento y me encantaría volver a hacerlo. No sé si esto va a regresar en algún momento o ya no.
Again, that is where your power lies. If you want to activate it again, command it and bring it back into existence. Don't wait, people, for confirmation to come to you. If you have urge, impulse, you do it. Because if you wait, then you will be waiting forever. And you, as we read your energy, you have special spiritual heritage to you. You are pure soul. You've been through a lot, but you've maintained your grace and your dignity throughout the years. And you've accomplished several victories in consciousness. And for that, we congratulate you. When you speak about the eyes, when we read your energy, what we sense is that you are very good at reading people. And the best way to read a person is through the eyes. Might sound corny, but all you need to know is in one person's eye, yes? So by all means, go back to your channeling of your drawings.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Muy bien, Pleyadianos, ya son las 10 de la noche.
Good. Are there any more questions or is that it for tonight?
¿Tiene alguien más alguna pregunta?
Ooh, so we got to respond all of the questions exactly at 10.
Exactamente.
See, when we tell you we are great, we are joking there. But how about synchronistic timing, yes?
Fantástico. Excelente.
There are no more questions, yes?
Pues no que alguien más haya preguntado.
Good. We want to end with small meditation, if you will.
Excelente.
People, close your eyes. And imagine in your mind's eye, while relaxing your jaw and separating your tongue, and breathing deeply, yes, not shallow breathing, but deep breathing. And imagine that you are given a crystal ball in your hands, yes. And imagine that whichever you imagine in your mind will appear in the crystal ball. And each one of you, think of your own lives. What do you most want to create? And then visualize it in your crystal ball. And when you are done, throw it out onto the multiverse, as if it has already come true. And then repeat the same exercise, but with wish you have for humanity, for planet Earth. You can visualize a peaceful planet, stable planet, such as they did in the harmonic convergence of 1987, when the whole world united for the same intentionality to create peace, kindness, compassion, respect and honor for Earth, for the Earth Mother who sustains you all. So visualize and put out your wishes onto the crystal ball. And when you are ready, throw it out into the heavens, to the cosmos and the multiverse. And dare to believe that you will be here to experience the new heights and dimensions that are being opened, that you will begin to experience, each of you under your own time. And then surrender unto the grace of the mother of all creations, the goddess, the female aspect of creation, the nurturing wild spirit that loves you without condition, and that is here to provide you with all you need. Breathe in and feel the safety in your own body. Feel your safety in your own home. Relax into your now and allow the energies to fill you with vitality and support and assistance and love. When you are ready, open your eyes and come back into the room. And with this, we say goodbye to you, dear friends. We will see you again in the highways and byways of your multi-dimensional existence. Create the best, dear friends. Safe journeys. with love. We, the peace, the Pleiadians. Good evening.
Gracias, queridos amigos. Hola, bienvenidos de regreso.
¿Qué tal estuvo?
Excelente. Cada vez están más tranquilos, más relajados, con más paciencia. No, de veras que sí me escuchan porque se los pido todos los días. De veras, gracias. Fue espectacular.
Ay, qué bueno, Rosita. Gracias por el espacio.
No, bueno, es un honor. De veras, esto está excelente. Creo que ya estoy juntando mis 3 grupos aquí adentro, entonces, y tú, la gente, estamos haciendo algo muy padre. Yo creo que es importantísimo juntarnos y entre más gente pueda escucharlos, mejor. Es un regalazo, muy, de verdad. Un regalazo.
De verdad, mil gracias. De verdad, qué bueno que estén aquí. Pues ojalá que nos haya ayudado. No sé de qué se trató, pero luego escucho la canalización y ya, nos vemos el martes que entra.
Sí, excelente, a las 8. Les voy a explicar por qué no se puede entrar antes. Como yo estoy acabando curso, no puedo tener 2 Zooms abiertos. Entonces se bloquea hasta que yo cierro el Zoom pasado y abro este Zoom. Entonces por eso entramos 8 en punto. ¿Sale? Sin problema. ¿Hecho?
Súper.
Gracias.
Excelente, excelente. Gracias, Mimoy, te amo.
Gracias. Yo también.
Gracias, Moisés.
Gracias, Moy. Gracias, Luz. Gracias a todos.
Mando la grabación también, Mimoy.
Gracias.
Gracias, Moy. Gracias, Luz.